Hello everyone. We'll talk about strategic evaluation and control in this presentation. So yes, why does strategy become obsolete? When a strategy has been launched or when it has been executed, what happens is it might be very pertinent as respect to that market timings, as respect to that competitors and competitors viewpoint, as respect to the customer's viewpoint. Perhaps strategy is very pertinent, but over a period of time, your competitors will be able to align with your strategies, probably come up with a better strategy than what is yours. The consumers or the end consumers, customers might lose an affinity for your product or services. Why? Because you are fixated with your strategies. So over a period of time, the strategies becomes obsolete. You need to keep pace with the strategy. Why? Because the market is very dynamic. The internal environment is very dynamic. The external environment is dynamic. Internal environment, the product, the similar process, similar strategies, people will not be appreciating after a point of time. Similarly, the external environment, the competitors might mimic your strategies, might come up with the better strategies. So that is what we need to understand. Keeping in times with the keeping in mood with the times, you need to change your strategies, or else strategies becomes obsolete. Three basic criteria of underlining what a business should be doing as far as the strategy is concerned. First and foremost, you need to evaluate your strategies every now and then. You need to understand what is your strategy was supposed to do and what is it performing, as in what are the outcomes, the actual results, vis-a-vis what was forecasted results or expected results, and accordingly take corrective actions. Because if you don't take corrective action, you might end up going into uh, absolute massive losses with your businesses, or your performances might not be in live with your expected requirement. So yes, we are talking about strategic evaluation. Remember, strategic evaluation needs to be done periodically and regularly. If you do it, you will ensure that your strategies, your market is, your business is online with the market forces. But what happens is you are overemphasizingly doing it on an evaluation process. It might become very expensive. It might become counterproductive also. So let the strategy run for a certain point of time. So you need to do evaluation with a proper balance per se. The four criteria. What are those criteria for strategies reviews? One is consistency, consonant, feasibility, and advantages. All these four things I will be telling it to you in a few moments from now. Yes, consistency. Strategy should not present inconsistent goals. As of today, you are looking for profitability. Tomorrow, you are looking for market share. Day after tomorrow, you're looking for customer feedback. Please understand, if it is a profitability is an aim, focus upon it. It needs to be consistent. If market share is an aim, focus upon it. It may not be profitable, but there should be increase in the business volume per se. It increase in the brand recall per se. Talking of brand recall, if that is your uh, strategic evaluation as in customer feedback is concerned, you need to understand the quality cannot be excused at any point of time. Now, that is what we look into it. Then comes the consonants, need for strategists to examine a set of trends as well as an individual trends as the case might be. And that is what we are looking forward to. So yes, need a strategist to examine a set of trends that has been there in the market. And you should follow the trend, or in fact, you should strive to lead the trend as far as everything should be concerned. People are looking for product, and people are having a very short life cycles of a product. Probably they are changing the product. They are coming up with consumerism as a phase. They get fed up with the product very at a shorter period of time. People are no longer, in other words, should I mention, are loyal. So loyalty factor has diminished. Next is feasibility. Neither overtax the resources nor create unsolvable sub problem. That is what feasibility is all about. It. You should have a business which should be lapped up by the market, which should be appreciated by the market. You should not have a business which might be appreciated but nobody is willing to invest in or probably try your product or services. So you might come up with a, let's say you are in a restaurant business, you might come up with a themed restaurant, and the theme is very unique. But then not everybody is liking it. Why? Because they would love that theme only once, but probably for the repeat visit to your restaurant for the same theme, not interested at all. So what we are looking into it, are we looking into a themed restaurant, or should we make a restaurant which has quality food at affordable prices and exclusive services, as the case might be? Which should be looking into it? So you should understand your business as far as feasibility is concerned. Next is advantage creation or maintenance of competitive advantages, as the case might be. What are we looking out here? As in your lowest cost producer, as in your differentiation, as in your focus or customer handling. How well do you know it your business all about it? Because that is your unique competitive advantages. You need to understand the competitive advantages so that you have an edge over your competitor. Now let us understand the difficulties as far as evaluation, strategic evaluation is concerned. One of the most difficult thing is the volatility of the environment. The environment is very complex. It is very volatile. You never know which is going to click and which the customers, the taste preferences are going to change. Difficult to predict with futures and accuracy, and the increasing number of variables, as the case might be. Did I say the volatility is a factor that comes around here, and that is what we should be looking around altogether. So next is the obsolescence plans. Now, what is obsolescence? Is the loyalty factor is missing in today's customers. Loyalty factors are missing in today's new generation customers. Perhaps technology is changing and changing at an ever fast rate. So what are we looking out here? We are looking at obsolescence faster than usual, or obsolescence of plans, of obsolescence of product, obsolescence of taste. So yes, we are talking about everything that which we do not have a control over it, be it your domestic events, be it a global event, and decreasing the time span for planning certainty. Absolutely, the market is very volatile, very difficult, very complex, very ambidextrous. Now, that is what we should be talking about it. Now, what should evaluation, static evaluation should have? It should have the managerial questioning of expectation assumptions. Now, evaluation should always tell me what we are trying to do and where are we proceeding around here. The expectation and the assumption should be clearly stated at every stage. It should let us review the objectives and the values that has been associated, stimulate a creative in generating alternatives and formulating criteria to evaluation, and that is what we are looking forward at. Next is review of underlying basis of strategy. Now this is IFE or matrix or EFE matrix. IFE is internal factor environment matrix. Remember, internal factor environment matrices, it can be your cost which is involved. It can be just a salary cost that we can be talking about it. It can be your technology that has been changing. Are you looking at a fully automated factories or a semi-automated factory or completely manual factory that we're looking into it? What kind of resources are we availing? Is the resources locally sourced or externally sourced? This there are a lot of factors that can go into internal factor analysis. What is the union management relationships that goes around it? But what is EFE, external factor relationship? EFE, probably if there is the market environment is one of those. EFE which is beyond your control. The political environment, the political stability of that region, again beyond your control. The legislating environment, which might changes the tax structure, the revenue structures, or probably anything that comes around there, is again beyond your environment. These are external factor analysis. So you need to understand your basis as well as the internal factor environment and external factor environment matrices. So talking about the review effectiveness of strategies, competitors' reactions to strategies very vital. Is for the competitor setting down on your strategies, being irrelevant to your strategies, making no moves, or the competitor is proactively tracking your strategies and coming up with a better strategies time and again. what are the changes that the competitors for coming up with the strategies? Competitor changes in terms of strength and weaknesses, and the reasons for competitive strategic changes is very vital per se. We need to understand the strength and weaknesses, the opportunities and threats that the environment is proposing, or strength and weaknesses that you have and which you can mitigate the threats altogether and ca- ca- probably capture all the opportunities. Are opportunities still opportunities? Remember, the market is very dynamic, it is very volatile. What is opportunity tomorrow might not be an opportunity day after tomorrow. It might be a bygone opportunity. So other opportunities are developing. Try to sense that, try to understand that, try to keep a step ahead of the market. Are threats still a threat? As the case might be, probably yes. If so, what are we looking out here as on when on basis? That is what we should be looking forward to. So, our threats emerge as the case might be. What are we looking for it? Are we vulnerable to the hostile takeover? So, we need to have your strength and weaknesses. We need to understand the opportunities and threat. Remember, the opportunities, the threats are changing with every passing day, and we need to understand how we are going to react with these passing days, opportunities, and threats. Remember, the reasons for competitive successful strategy. Is your competitor doing better than what you are doing? And if so, why? Try to find it out. What is the present market position? What are they looking as far as profitability is concerned? How well are they positioned, the competitors? What are the strike rates? And if we cannot fight the competitors, can we align with the competitors? Can we have a cooperation with the competitors? What kind of competitors cooperation might the audience might be asking around here? Definitely, you can always check up with the competitors and saying if there is a certain geographical location where you are good, where your manufacturing bases are located, where you have a good reputation, and you should concentrate businesses in those particular geographical areas rather than and leave the others to the competitors where they are stronger. So this is where the cooperation comes around it. So it is competition is existing, but it is not a bloodshed per se. So this is what we should be looking around here. So our strengths tell our strength. You need to understand what is strength today. Is it will it be a strength tomorrow? Probably yes, probably no. Why? Because technology changes, things changes altogether. What is our weaknesses? Will that weaknesses be there tomorrow? Or can we have some other weakness, some other sort of weaknesses? I just gave you an example of technology being a rampant factor in a change both in your strength and your weaknesses. Technology can be a weaknesses today, and it can be a strength tomorrow. You might be a general, let's say, a pharmaceutical company, but because technology comes up out here, you might become a tech company altogether, technology company. Why? Because you are good in R&D. Now you are ensuring your R&D products are being sold through online, probably, and they are marketed well. They are not only looking at audiences or participants or customers only in your locality but across the globe. Now, what was your strength and what is your weaknesses? It keeps on changing as with your opportunities and threats are concerned. I'll give you a strategy evaluation assessment matrices. See, basically, what have done is have the major changes occurred in a market. If you say yes or no, have the major changes occurred in the firm strategic external position? Yes or no? Have the major firm progress satisfactory towards the stated goals? Yes or no? In case it has, you need to give corrective actions. You need to take corrective action. So again, the question is: have major changes occurred in the firm internal strategic focuses? Have the major changes occurred in firm's external strategic position? Internal and external, IFE and EFE, if I may say so. Has the firm progressed satisfactorily towards its achievement as per stated or as per expected goals? Yes or no? And you will be able to tell whether you need to take a corrective actions or not, or continue with the present course of action. So measuring organizational performance is comparing expected to the actual results, investigating deviations from plans, evaluating the individual performances, examining the progress towards the stated objective as on when on basis as we speak around here. The quality criteria is financial ratios. Definitely, it helps us and gives a wonderful elaboration of what is expected and what is to be done. Compare performance to the competitors. Compare performance to the industry averages as on when on basis. So yes, financial ratios are an acid test ratio which will tell whether your liabilities are better or on a higher end, or your assets are well positioned around it. How your competitors are doing as far as profitability is concerned, as far as balance sheet is concerned, and what is how well are you positioned as far as industry averages are concerned. The key financial resources are return on investment, what was your capital utilized, and what is the profit that you are accruing upon it. Return on equity, as in every shares of the market, what is being done. Profit margin, market share, debt to equity ratio, as in assets and debt. EPS or earning per share, shares, sales growth, asset growth will give you what is expected. Remember, strategic frameworks is what we are looking as far as uh, these strategies is concerned. Now, what are we looking? Did I say about internal factor analysis and external factor analysis? Environment. IFE is internal factor environment. EFE is external factor environment matrices. We need to compare everything as far as the matrix is concerned. If there is a significant differences, please go to the corrective actions. If there are no significant differences, measure what has been done and how well you are proceeding with it. Compare with the planned meeting and the actual meeting as a stated growth. Again, once you have compared with it, if everything is going right, probably continue with the present stances. But if everything is not going right, probably take the corrective action as the case might be. So this is a strategic evaluation framework that keeps on happening and should be done continuously. Why? Because this is vital to the sustenance of the firm altogether. Its organization well-being, alert management to potential or actual problems that might be happening on a time-to-time basis. Erroneous strategic decisions can have a severe negative impact on an organization, as the case might be, and that is what we are looking forward to it. Qualitative evaluations of strategies is human resource factors, your employees, marketing, financial accounting, R&D, management, information systems, as we speak around here, and that is what we should be looking forward to. Now, what are the corrective actions possibly needed to correct unfavorable variances? Alters the firm structures, replace one or more key individual, divest the decisions or divisions, probably sell off a part of a business, change the firm structure, make the firm leaner, replace one or more key individuals, as in whatever the bottlenecks are, whatever are not functioning well, probably you can, if you require, replace them, revise the objectives, alter the firm's mission or vision as the case might be, devise new policies, install new performance measures as the case might be, raise capital with stock or debt, add or terminate salesperson, employees, managers, allocate resources differently, outsource in the business function as the case might be. What are we looking into it? Can we have a balanced scorecard as far as financial knowledge is concerned, customer knowledge is concerned, internal business process is concerned, and the learning growth is concerned? These are my four strategies as far as balanced scorecard. Financially, are we doing well? Customer knowledge, are the customer friendly to the towards the company's product and services? Are the customer having a good kind of brand recall? Internal business processes, are we producing at the lowest cost producer? Are there any bottlenecks? Is there certain function division not working properly or optimally? And last not but not the least would be the learning and growth. The most admired companies in various industries are apparel. If you look into it, for apparel, it might be Nike. For beverages, can be Anheuser-Busch. We have consumer food products as far as Nestle is concerned, and soaps and cosmetics would be Procter and Gamble, and so on and so forth. Now, what are we looking out here? We are just trying to give you an example as in which all companies are successful, market leaders altogether. why customers look for it. A sense of quality, a sense of reassurances creeps up whenever we hear the name of Nestle, Procter& Gamble, Visa, Berkshire Hathaway, Bank of America, International Paper, you name it and we have it. And that is what we should be looking forward to. Then comes the effective valuation system. What are the characteristics? It should be economical, it should not be costing, it should not be very taxing, and it should not affect the revenue in a major fashion. It should be meaningful, come up with the vital characteristics. Parameters will tell you what needs to be fixed. Generates a useful information. Timely information is most important, provides an accurate picture, draws exactly what is happening, draws and lets you know what needs to be done. Contingency planning is alternative plan that can be built, put into effect with certain key events as expected, as on when on basis. Auditing is a systematic process of objectively obtaining and evaluating evidence regarding assertions about economic actions and events to ascertain the degree of correspondence between these assertions and assumptions which is established, communicating the result to the interested users per se. And that is what auditing is all about. It your strategic evaluation needs to be audited continuously, and it should be done in an objective fashion. Ensure that the evidences are absolutely in numerical order, and probably to understand the degree of dissonance or the degree with which it is deviating from the normal or expected courses of action. That should be what we are interested in. The 21st century challenges, should the process be more of an art or a science? You leave it to it. Probably it might be more of a science nowadays because everything is data oriented. Now, data will be telling it to you whether we are moving on the right chances, the right path or not. So, strategies be visible or hidden from the stakeholders, probably as transparent as you can be. Probably nowadays, the Fortune 500 companies will give you a guidance for next quarter's performances. Not only tell you the this quarter's performances, but will also give you a guidance for the next quarter's performances. Should be process be more top down or bottom up? It should be mutual, believe me or not, because everybody benefits. Whether it's a top down approach or a bottom up approach, if you can own that approach, if you can own the company, I think the company will be in a good hands for the futures. With this, I come to an end of this presentation. Thank you for watching this video.